Do you ever feel like you are just living somebody else's life? Today, I invite you to join me as I share with you 3 questions that you can ask yourself to find out whether or not you are being true to you. Stay tuned for the Love Lessons with Melissa Brown. Hi, I'm Melissa Brown, the Soul Love Coach, and today's topic is so near and dear to my heart because what I know for sure is that so many of us are living lives that really are not our own. And you may be saying to yourself, how could I be living somebody else's life? This is my life. But because of our need to please, sometimes because of other people's expectations, it is so easy that before you even realize it, you aren't living your goals, you're living someone else's. And so today I want to introduce you into 3 questions that you can ask yourself to find out if you are really being true to you. And so the first question that you can really take on and kind of take a look at for yourself is this my dream or somebody else's? And I think it's such an important question because we can live literally a lifetime doing what other people want us to do. And because we are wired for relationships, particularly as women, and you really don't want to disappoint, you can find yourself kind of doing what someone else wants and totally ignoring and forgetting what you want. I was on staff at a church working with some really, really great and powerful youth a few years back. And I remember one of the young ladies was into fashion design. I mean, literally, even in high school, she was designing clothes, she was selling clothes. She wanted to put her country on the map with these unique and colorful designs, and she was really, really gifted at it. However, her dad was an economist. You know, he was working for the World Bank. He had kind of projected his expectation on her all throughout her schooling and her education that he wanted her to major in finance. He wanted her to major in the sciences. And although she could have, because she was a very intelligent young lady, she could have, but that wasn't what her heart wanted. And so I remember going to dinner to their house because she came and she said, you know, Melissa, if you can just sit with me and my parents while we have this conversation, that maybe they will open themselves up to me pursuing my dream. And that's what we did. And I am so proud to say that number one, she advocated for herself, even at like 16, 17 years old. She was able to say, Mom and Dad, this is what I really want to do. I know you think that there is no future in it. I know you think that I'm not going to make a lot of money in it, but I really owe it to myself to follow my own heart. And she did. Her parents allowed her to go to fashion school. She got accepted to fashion school, which is no small feat, in New York City. And today, I am so proud of her when I see her in magazines, when I see her all over social media and with some of the top designers doing exactly what her heart wanted to do, even at 16, 17 years old. Imagine if she had done what her dad wanted her to do and just gone and worked in finance. She might have made a lot of money, but she would not have been happy. And so, are you following somebody else's dream? Are you living somebody else's life? Are your family members kind of vicariously living through you and you're just kind of following along because you love them so much and you don't want to disappoint them? It's something for you to ask yourself and really, really think about. The next question that I would really invite you to ask yourself to find out if you are being true to you is, are you playing it safe? Are you playing it safe? A lot of times our whole wiring is really centered around, how can I avoid pain? How can I avoid embarrassment? How can I, be kind of in both sides of the fence? How can I really live my dream, but how can I keep my full-time job? And there comes a point in your life where you can no longer play it safe, where you really are going to have to take a risk on you. And the safest place for you to be is really in the will of God. And so if you have desires in your heart and in your spirit, and many of us, we say that we are being led by our higher power, or we are being called to a certain work. Do you really believe that God will sustain you wherever you go? And so a lot of times when we have trust issues, we will hold on, just like you hold on at the shallow end of the pool, but you cannot hold on to the shallow end and swim at the deep end at the same time. You are going to have to make a choice about you and where you are going to plant your feet. And so I just want to invite you to ask yourself, is the thing that I am doing, could I do it in my sleep? Is the thing that I am doing, have I done it for years and years and years? Do I need expansion in my life? Because again, one of the principles of life is expansion, is, in Costa Rica, they call it pure vida, more life. So to be able to really take a look at what you are doing and the choices you are making and asking yourself, is this just a safe move? Or is this going to expand me beyond where I have been? And then the third question is this: will you regret it tomorrow? There is nothing worse than the sting of regret. There is nothing worse than having to look yourself in the mirror and say, woulda, coulda, shoulda, or looking at other people living the dream that you had in your life, and while you secretly sit back and say, that could have been me. That could have been me, but I was playing it safe. That could have been me, but I didn't want to disappoint anybody. And so the sub question for that is, are you living your life in such a way that you have no regrets? Or are you living because you are afraid of somebody else's reaction? Think about that. Are you living so that you can say at the end of the day, I have no regrets? Or are you so concerned with how other people are going to react to you that you are just staying where you are? And, and we already kind of said this, at some point you're going to have to take a risk. At some point, you're going to have to take a risk on you. But again, you have to live with you. And there is no worse feeling than making a decision that you regret the next day. And I would just say to you that if you're in a place where you've been choosing safety over your dream, if you've been living somebody else's dream over choosing what you really desire to do, if you are in a space right now where you are feeling a bit regretful, watching other people step into the deeper places, to the deeper waters, while you are still on the shallow end, and you should have made a move 6 months ago, a year ago, it's never too late to make a change. It's never too late for you to make a move. You are not a tree. You are not stuck. You are free at any time to change your mind. And so, are you living your life? Are you living the life that you really want to live? Or Are you living for other people? Are you living so that you can be safe? Are you living so that nobody is disappointed? Are you living in fear of other people's reaction? What if I fail? What if I succeed? What if you actually become everything you ever dreamed about? So if that's you, I'm going to invite you to reach out to me. Send me a private message. I know we just recently started my latest coaching circle, Rise. We just started. We just did introductory calls. And I was so very proud of these ladies because I could feel their energy. I could feel them saying, I'm not sitting this one out. I'm not going to give my dance away to somebody else. This is my time that I'm going to get on the dance floor for me, for my life, for my dreams, no one else's dream, regardless of how other people respond, regardless of what other people may say, that they are choosing to live life with no regrets. And so if you are in that space where maybe you let the deadline pass to get into the coaching circle, maybe you saw the invitation, you sat on the fence, you kind of told yourself a whole bunch of stories and made excuses as to why you probably couldn't do it. This time, choose you. This time, decide not to be a bystander in your own life. That you would pick up the phone, send a direct message, send the email, take that first step, and I promise you, God will meet you. You deserve to live the life of your dreams. That's my message for today. I look forward to hearing from you. Share this, because it's time for us, particularly in 2020, to live a life that is full of meaning. It's time for you to really reclaim your life that you've had on the back burner and on the shelf. It's time for you to reclaim your point of power. This is Melissa Brown, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.